Okay, good morning, treasure hunters. My name is Joshua, and I'm on the hunt, just like you. Okay, and I want to start this conversation, and I'm not going to be vague, and I'm not going to be cryptic. The book's been out for a little over a year, and my family and I were really involved. We live all over the states, and so it's just been a fun way to connect and to get outdoors and to do some fun stuff. And I want to share my experiences with you and stuff, so I'm going to dive right into this, and maybe together we can all just, solve this riddle. So I'm looking for one box in particular. I'm looking for the Forrest Fenn Box. And the reason I am, because I believe that one's probably in a location near me. For those of you who don't know who Forrest Fenn was, Forrest Fenn is the guy that kind of started it all. Treasure hunters like me, like JCB and so many others, we spent a lot of time looking for Fenn's treasure, and we covered a lot of ground. I had a lot of fun. I've got some great memories and great experiences. I went to some places that I would have never gone, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. JCB wanted to continue that, and that's kind of where he got his inspiration. Everybody knows that, and that's awesome. So the Forrest Fenn legacy continues. So I'm looking for the Fenn Box. Looks like this. It's a hobnail puzzle box made by a guy named Seth Gould. Okay, so I want to dive right into what I think about this puzzle box. So it's going to require some movements in order to open it. It's made out of some carbon steel, which is, it's not 100% non-corrosive. It's steel. So over time, weathering can definitely damage it. A forest fire could damage the contents inside, if it got too hot. So having said that, I believe that the location of the Fenn Box, and probably all of them, it's going to be somewhere where it's safe from the elements, like a dry kiva, a cave. Caves are where I've been looking. Or just somewhere where it's not going to get rained on all the time, where it's not going to be buried in snow and then dry up and then rained on and wind blown and everything. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for the treasure. It's not just going to be sitting on a rock somewhere. It's going to have some more thought than that. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. Just wanted to share that with you. Rowdy, go lay down. Lulu, go lay down. Okay, so we know who Forrest Fenn is now. Forrest Fenn was from Temple, Texas. Forrest Fenn lived in a little town called Raton, which is just kind of like on the Colorado-New Mexico border. And Forrest Fenn also lived in Santa Fe. That's where he had his art gallery. That's where kind of everything started. The Thrill of the Chase is the book that he wrote that had the original poem in it. Okay, this is the book that started it all. This book cost me $70 back in the day. But it had a treasure map in it. Well, actually, the treasure map that I'm showing you, that I'm going to show you, actually came out of another book called Too Far to Walk. This is where he put the map. This came out after The Thrill of the Chase. So here it is. Here's the map. JCB says himself that he hid the Fenn Box in a location where he was looking for Fenn treasure. Well, that treasure is on this map somewhere. Covers a lot of ground. Okay, shows you all the different lands: tribal land, Forest Service land, National Park Service, BLM. The type of land that it's going to be on is important. Colorado has a finders keepers law, which means that pretty much if you find a treasure in Colorado, you get to keep it. So JCB also says that it might be a good tool to know the original poem. And there's the original poem Forrest Fenn wrote to find his treasure. So somewhere on this map, maybe in Montana, maybe in Wyoming, but I'm hoping down here in Colorado, New Mexico, where I live, is going to be the location that JCB stashed the Fenn Box. Okay, so we know who Forrest Fenn is now. we know we're looking for the Fenn Box. Okay, let's dive into what to do next. Okay, you need a plan. Never just willy-nilly something. Always have a plan. Make a plan. Whatever you do, and you'll be more successful for it. So here I have made a little Indiana Jones diary for the Forrest Fenn Box. I have literally dissected my There's Treasure Inside book, every page, even cut open the cover looking for maybe a secret clue. I've even taken lighters to the pages and put lemon juice on them, and I've tried it all. There's no hidden stuff in the book itself. But I've made me a little diary here, you know, just kind of keep all the information somewhere, you know. I've got some pictures of some of the items that I think are definitely in the Fenn Box. One of those items is an olive jar. We know that he put that back in there, but there could be this 2.25 ounce golden nugget in there that came out of the original Fenn Box. Why wouldn't he put that back in there, you know? And I'm taking everything into consideration. 2.25, maybe that means you have to just walk 2.25 miles from the starting location, begin at where cool waters start, you know, it's just a thought, something like that. Keep it in mind. You have to have a plan, so when you go out, you know, you're going to want to have your starting location, and you're going to want to have your solve, okay? So, what else do I want to share with you? Well, let me read you the poem. I cruise along a road I know and park my car just off the side. Near where I'd searched for heavy loads, it was not there, although I'd tried. Right there in the poem, he's telling you that he hid this Fenn Box in a location where he was looking for the Fenn treasure. And then it goes, begin at where cool water flows and follow through the canyon round. Take in the rolling highs and lows, pass by a place where once was brown. From here you are more on your own. The path is always drawing nigh. The compass points now towards the home of point and tree and seeing eye. Stop just beyond the camper's blaze. A thinker's stone is all you need. The spot is set with marvel gaze. A white mark shows upon the seat. Near here it's nestled all in dream. I've other treasures left to hide. I'll miss the golden bending stream, but I must go back to my ride. So listen well and hear me all. Your efforts will be worth the high. If you can mark warm water's halt, you'll bring it back full weight and dry. So Fenn starts his poem out, begin at where warm waters halt. Okay, JCB starts his out, begin it where cool water flows. Okay, so in my mind, I'm thinking he ends it like this. Your efforts will be worth the high. If you can mark warm water's halt, you'll bring it back full weight and dry. So warm water's halt, everybody thought it was a hot spring. Warm waters, you know, everybody. So I do believe that you're going to find this JCB treasure somewhere near a waterfall, because water's high. That was a lot of people's solves. That was my solve for finding the Fenn treasure. It's going to be near a hot spring, warm water's halt. And obviously Brown is associated, you know, we thought Brown's Canyon here in the Arkansas River Valley, so I've even looked for JCB's treasure there. It could be there, but I didn't find it there. Heavy loads. JCB says in his poem that, sorry, let me go back. I don't want to misread it in any way for you. Near where I'd searched for heavy loads. Okay, heavy loads, my solve for heavy loads was a railroad track. Okay, now JCB says that his treasure, none of the treasures are any more than 3 miles away from a road. He doesn't specify on what kind of a road. We all automatically assume that he means just like a regular road that you could drive a car on, but it could be a railroad. Keep that in mind, you know, he's a playful person. He might throw you off like that, you know. It is a game. It is a riddle, you know. So keep that in mind. So that's my solve. So when I go out and when I'm looking for the JCB treasure, I'm starting out at a hot springs. I'm starting out at a waterfall. I'm taking brown into consideration. You know, I'm looking near railroad tracks. I'm looking for near old ruins and stuff. You know, but I always have a plan. You know, I'm never just like, oh, I'm gonna go to Chaffee County and look for the treasure. You know, just go where the road takes me. You know, have a plan. It'll be more fun. You'll cover more ground, and you're more likely to find the treasure. So that's what I'm gonna share. That's all I'm gonna share with you all for now. Here's the cover of the book. There's treasure inside. There's a cool little deal inside that I think is important. And JCB left that for you. You know, might be a clue. Be solid, have grit, sparkle even as you pine. Here lies joy divine. So just really dive into the book. You know, let it take you where it takes you. Study the items. This is one that Fenn really liked. Fenn was big on frogs with bulbous eyes, legs cocked as ready to spring. You know, there's clues in these, and these pictures and these items are going to take you to the place. So, you know, if you can find a connection between the picture items, between any of the items on the cover, any of the pictures on the cover, this is what going down a rabbit hole looks like. This is just brainstorming for days and just spending a lot of time reading and studying, you know. And the whole book, you got to read the whole book. You can't just skip to Forrest Fenn's chapter, because he talks about Forrest Fenn in other chapters in this book and stuff. I have found relations in between his book. He's got an Amelia Earhart signed autograph in his book. Well, guess who else writes about Amelia Earhart? Yours truly, Forrest Fenn. So you're going to have to kind of cross-reference all the books, and you're going to have to buy all the books, read all the books, and do your homework. And yeah, good luck out there. Happy hunting.